Hi friends, welcome to a full-length yoga practice designed around the Mūlādhāra chakra, or the root chakra. This class kicks off an 8-week series, all full-length classes during which we will be exploring the chakras and working with each one. In yoga philosophy, it is believed that everything is fundamentally energy. Energy is what manifests the physical world, and that includes the human body. So we not only have a physical body, but we also have a subtle body, or an energetic body, that is superimposed or subimposed, if you will, on our physical gross body. In the subtle energetic body, yogis believe that we have nadis, or energy channels, through which energy is flowing. When these channels intersect, they form a concentrated energy center called a chakra. Now, humans have many chakras in the body, but we usually talk about 7 primary chakras, and these run up and down the spine. Each chakra has a different function. Each chakra emits and also absorbs energy related to the function of that chakra. Today we'll be working with the Mūlādhāra chakra. Mula means root and Dhara means support. This is our root support chakra. It is the lowest chakra on the human spine, situated at the base of the spine. This chakra is related to the element earth. When this chakra is healthy, when it's functioning, when it's balanced, the healthy qualities of the earth are amplified in our experience. So qualities like feeling very secure, feeling very stable, feeling grounded, feeling that you're being nourished and your needs are being met. That includes not only our most basic needs, food, shelter, water, but also higher needs like connection, belonging, a need to feel significant. When the Mūlādhāra chakra is out of balance or blocked or not functioning properly, we might feel that our needs are not getting met or that we're not able to meet our needs. Today, we will be working with yoga asana, yoga poses, and also some light breath work to connect to our Mūlādhāra chakra and promote healthy functioning. We're going to get started in a seated position today. I do recommend Thunderbolt pose or Vajrasana since we're working with the root chakra. So this pose is going to have the knees, the shins, and the tops of the feet on the mat. The hips are going to sit onto the heels. So this posture is very grounding. We've got a lot of points of contact with the earth, and it's very stable. It's also putting pressure onto the low body, so creating sensation, stimulating the lower chakras. Now there's a tendency here for the heels to splay out, but think about keeping them parallel. Now before you panic, I know that this pose can be very advanced. So if this does not work for you for whatever reason, severe arthritis, knee or ankle injuries, or if you have sciatica, just go ahead and take Sukhasana, an easy cross-legged seat. No problem, still very grounding, still very stable posture here. If Sukhasana is still not comfortable for you, go ahead and elevate the hips. That's going to take more pressure off of the legs. If you are in Thunderbolt pose, I also would recommend thinking about using a block here. So we want to be comfortable so that we can ground into this practice. So you might take a block and sit your hips onto the block between the legs. So you're still getting a lot of grounding, but taking some of that pressure off of the knees and ankles. So this is where I'll be today. Take your time, find your posture. If you need to pause the video to go grab a prop, now's your time to do that. We will also be spending some time in Anjaneyasana or low crescent lunge. So if that is a posture that you might want some more support in, I recommend grabbing 2 blocks for that. If you're not familiar with that pose, just think if you have tight hips, you might want a couple blocks or couch cushions or books or something like that. Okay, so let's get started. Find your seat and think about rooting your tailbone down toward the earth. At the same time, lift the crown of your head up to the sky. So we're getting some nice, beautiful length in the entirety of your spine. The spine and actually the bones are associated with the root chakra. So we'll be working with the spine today, and that spinal awareness, you know, the spine is what supports the entire body. So bringing your awareness to the spine. And just feeling some gratitude right away for that structure, that stability that the spine offers us. Notice all the points of contact between your body and the ground. And I do recommend having your palms face down today as we start for a grounding sensation. Let's start to draw the breath deep down into the belly. So you might place one or both hands over the low belly in order to amplify that sensation of the breath, expanding your belly outward on an inhale and then contracting the belly inward on your exhalations. So when we are in a fight or flight or a sympathetic nervous system state, we start to breathe up in the chest. So that's a great emergency strategy if we are running away from a predator, because it lets us stay light on our feet, it quickly oxygenates the blood, but it's not a great long-term strategy. So a lot of us tend to stay stuck up in the chest with the breath, and we would be wise to practice bringing the breath down into the belly. When we bring the breath down into the belly, we're using the diaphragm to breathe. The diaphragm is a big muscle that sits below the lungs. It is built to breathe. So when we use the diaphragm, we're taking longer breaths, more efficient breaths, and we're also signaling to our body that we're not running from a predator. There's no need to be in a sympathetic nervous system state. And then we can turn on those rest, digest, and heal processes in the body. So I'll be quiet for a moment as you just feel that sensation, bringing the breath down in toward the belly. Awesome. On your next inhale, drop your right ear toward your right shoulder. And on an exhale, drop your chin toward your chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, drop your chin down toward your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Bring your fingertips out side to side. On an inhale, reach your right arm up and over. Keep rooted down through the right hip as you breathe into the right side body. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, left fingertips reach up and over. Spiral your chest and your gaze up toward the sky. Exhale to center. One more time each side. Inhale, right fingertips reach up and over. Exhale to center. Inhale, left arm sweeps overhead. Exhale to center. Beautiful. Let's come onto hands and knees in a tabletop position. If you were using a prop, go ahead and set that to the side. And we'll stack the bones, stack the joints, bringing the shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. So throughout this practice today, working with the root chakra, let's focus on stability in each posture. Focus on grounding and on rooting into your postures, rooting into your physical body. So we can do that by really pressing into the earth, creating a strong foundation for each pose. And then securing the bones by hugging muscle to bone in each pose. All right, let's tuck the right toes under and send the right leg out long. Rock your body forward and back, stretching through the right calf. It should feel really good if you were in thunderbolt pose, to stretch out through the back of that right knee. All right, awesome. Then we're going to lift the left foot and rotate the left leg off to the left side of the mat. The right foot will naturally come down parallel to the back edge of the mat and root your entire right foot into the mat. Lift the right fingertips up to the sky. Shoulders are stacked. So we're here in a gate pose. Now hug your navel into your spine. Use your core to rise up, stacking head over heart, heart over pelvis, pelvis over left knee. Then drop the right fingertips, reach your left fingertips up and over. Big side body stretch, just like where we just were. Then drop the left hand to the mat, reach the right arms up, back in gate pose. On an inhale, bring your right bicep to your right ear, arch through your body, creating a rainbow shape, big side body stretch, lean back. And then bring the right hand back to the mat, come through center. Landing in tabletop position before we switch sides. So extend the left leg long this time, rock yourself forward and back, stretch through the left calf. Then pick up the right foot, rotate the right foot off the mat. Ground through the left foot and reach the left fingertips up to the sky, gate pose. Hug your belly into your spine as you rise up to center. Then drop the left fingertips to the left leg, reach the right arm up and overhead, side body stretch. Exhale, right hand comes back to the mat, left fingertips reach up and overhead. Inhale, left bicep to left ear. And exhale, comes back to center, tabletop position. Right away, inhale to cow pose, dropping the belly, open your chest forward. And exhale to cat, press into the mat, round through your spine, chin to chest. With your breath, move through cat-cow. Great, finish it out, ending on a cat pose before coming to center, tabletop position. Bring the big toes together, bring your knees out wide, and sit the hips back onto the heels, child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward and bow the forehead to the earth. Child's pose is an awesome pose for connecting to the parasympathetic nervous system, that feeling of safety, security, and also humility, getting really low to the ground. This pose is awesome for soothing anxiety and calming the mind. Take those nice deep belly breaths. You should feel the belly expanding between the legs with every inhale and falling back toward the spine with every exhale. And press into the tops of the feet. Use the core to slowly rise back up. Walk the hands forward and out. Press into the index finger and the thumb. Tuck your back toes under and lift your hips to downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal through the feet, stretching through the backs of the legs again. And feel that connection of palm to earth. Really press into the entire surface area of your hand and fingers, distributing your weight equally on your hands. Then bend the knees, look forward, and make your way to the front of your mat, walking forward to forward fold at the top of your mat. So allow your head to hang heavy. Take as much space between the legs as feels good. And go ahead and bend the knees as much as it takes to allow your belly to rest against the thighs. So we'll be focusing a lot on that belly breathing today. So I want you to feel your belly moving against your thighs. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand for ragdoll pose. Go ahead and shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then maybe you sway from side to side, staying nice and steady and stable through the legs and the feet, and allowing the upper body to become completely heavy and relaxed. Go ahead and switch the grip, so bringing opposite forearm on top this time. And then release the grip of the elbows. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Press into the feet, root to rise. Let your upper body be heavy as you slowly start to straighten up through the spine. I love the image of a flower or a plant growing and growing and growing until the last leaf unfolds, being the crown of your head, the last point of your body to lift up. Ground through the feet, lengthen your tailbone down. Reach up through the crown of your head and open the palms forward, mountain pose. Awesome, bring the palms together. Inhale, reach the fingertips up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet, reach the arms overhead, palms together, look up. Exhale, bring the thumbs to sternum. Inhale, reach the fingertips overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet, extend the fingertips overhead, look up. Exhale, thumbs to sternum. One more little half sun sal. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, bring the thumbs to the sternum. Walk the feet together so that the legs are tight together, and we're going to squeeze the legs together. Start to hinge at the hips, bending your knees, and sit your hips back to chair pose. Lengthen your tailbone down, bring your navel in toward your spine, and keep your collarbones wide and open. You should be able to pick up the toes and set them back down so we're not gripping through the toes, but we're sending our weight back into our heels. All right, awesome. We're here for 3, 2, 1, forward fold. Great. Let's root through the right foot and step the left toes back. Lower the left knee, Anjaneyasana. So here's where I mentioned if you do want to use a couple of blocks, bringing the ground up to you, please do so. Feel free to pause the video here if you still need them. Everybody, let's press into the front foot and press into the top of the back foot to stabilize this pose. So really, really, truly press into the top of the back foot, and you'll notice quite a difference when you do that, how stable this posture can be. Squeeze the inner legs in toward the midline. Root your tailbone down. Reach the crown up. Sink your hips a little bit deeper. Notice, where is your breath? Are you breathing up into the chest, or are you breathing down into the belly? And start to guide your breath down into the belly if you were up in the chest. All right, let's take one more deep, beautiful, buoyant belly breath. On your exhale, pull the hips back in space. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split pose, as we bring the left hip over the left knee. Keep hugging the navel in toward the spine. Lift up through the pelvic floor. Keep pressing into the top of the back foot. On your next inhale, roll through the front foot back to Anjaneyasana, low crescent. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale to low crescent. Exhale to half split. One last time, inhale low crescent. And exhale half split. Come forward to low crescent and either stay here, working here, or option to swim the right arm inside of the right leg and walk those right toes off of your mat, lizard pose. Everybody root through your back foot. And if you're in lizard, option to roll onto the outer edge of your right foot to deepen the hip stretch. Pull up from your pelvic floor, feeling support in the pelvic bowl. Beautiful. If you took lizard, walk that right foot back into your low lunge. And then everybody press the palms into the mat, lift the back knee, and then step back to plank. Take a breath in plank. Exhale to inchworm, dropping your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Hug your elbows in. Inhale forward to cobra. Squeeze the legs together, squeeze the back body together, so shoulder blades, elbows, all hugging in. And press the tops of your feet down. On an exhale, bow your forehead to the mat. Inhale, use your back muscles, squeezing up to baby cobra. Exhale, bow the head. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale to bow. Last time, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, bow. Press into the palms, tuck the toes under, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, and make your way up to the front of the mat. Take your time. Squeeze the legs together, bow the head. Inhale to rise up halfway. Exhale to fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, sweep the fingertips overhead. Exhale, bring the thumbs into the heart. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift halfway. And exhale to fold. Step the right toes back. Lower the right knee to the mat. Anjaneyasana, other side. Press into the left foot. Press into the top of the right foot. Squeeze the inner legs together. Lengthen your tailbone down and the crown of your head up. Lift up from the pelvic floor, supporting the entire body from the ground up. Awesome. Let's pull the hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana. And then roll through that front foot back to Anjaneyasana. Flow with your breath. Exhale to half split. Inhale to low crescent. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low crescent. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low crescent. Stay here, or walk the left hand inside of the left foot and walk the left toes off of the mat for low lizard lunge. Let's all root down through the back leg, connecting that limb with the earth. Option to roll onto the outer edge of the left foot if you are in lizard. Sink the hips down. And then walk the left foot back in if you were in lizard. Everybody plant the palms, tuck the back toes under, lift the back leg, and step back to plank. Take a breath in plank, exhale to inchworm, dropping knees, chest, and chin to mat. Inhale to cobra, exhale, bow forehead to mat. Inhale, baby cobra, exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, baby cobra, exhale, forehead to mat. And then press into the palms, send the hips up, downward facing dog. From downward dog, root through the left foot. Inhale, reach the right heel up high, three-legged dog. Option to bend the right knee, stack the right hip over the left. And then extend the right leg back up high. Bring the right knee forward, up between the shoulders, and then step the right foot forward. And we're heading up into a high crescent. So keep the back knee lifted, reach the arms up, really press into your front foot. Awesome. Keep lifting up from the pelvic floor, hugging the navel in toward the spine, and lengthening your tailbone down. Notice, where is your breath? Is it migrating back up into the chest? Try to bring it back down into the belly, into the hips. Let's open up to warrior two. External rotation in your front femur, going for that 90-degree bend, and internal rotation in the left femur. Left heel is rotated down to the mat. So in each of these standing postures, let's continue to cultivate stability. So ask yourself, what do you need to be stable in this pose right now? Flip that front palm up to the sky. Allow the left fingertips to drop down as the right fingertips reach up and back. Reverse warrior. And then exhale, right elbow to right thigh, extended side angle. Inhale back to warrior. And then swivel the toes out, heels in, heading into goddess. Keep the knees tracking over the toes as you sit the hips down. Cactus the arms. Lengthen your tailbone down. Lift up from the pelvic floor. Notice where the breath is. Swivel the feet back to face the front, high lunge. Exhale, make your way to tree pose. Press into that front foot, lift off the back foot, and find tree. Now think about finding stability in this posture. So you might keep it really low to the ground, having your left sole of your foot hugging the right ankle. Next option would be to bring the left sole of the foot to the inside of the right calf. Or maybe, if you're stable, bringing the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Do not put the inside of your left foot onto the inside of the right knee. That's going to put stress, undue stress on the right knee. Palms are together, thumbs at the sternum. You could have hands on the hips. Or if you do have that feeling of stability and you want to grow your branches, that is your final option. Awesome. Release your tree. Shoot that left leg back to high lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale to high lunge twist. Left hand to the mat, right fingertips reach up. And then drop the right hand to the mat. Step the right toes back. Take a breath in plank. Exhale to inchworm. Dropping knees, chest, and chin. Inhale forward to cobra. And exhale, press into the palms. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. All right, great job. Let's run through that standing sequence on the other side. Focusing on staying stable, on hugging your muscle to your bone, and on that deep belly breathing. Ground through the right heel. Inhale, lift the left heel up to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee in between the shoulders, and then step the left foot forward. Inhale to high crescent lunge. Keep the back knee lifted. Stay strong in the front foot, and lengthen your tailbone down. Open up to warrior two. There can be a tendency to kind of lean forward in warrior two. So use those back fingertips to guide your head back over your heart, heart over pelvis. So everything is stacked really beautifully up and down. Drop the back fingertips, reach the left fingertips, up and overhead, reverse warrior. Bend a little bit deeper into the front leg. Exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow to left thigh. Inhale back to warrior. And then swivel the toes out, heels in, sit the hips down, goddess pose. This time maybe you lift the left toes, the left heel, and then drop the left heel. Lift the right heel. Drop the right heel. Maybe lift both heels off the mat for 3, 2, 1. Release. Swivel back to the front of your mat. High lunge. Press into the front foot. Lift off the back foot. Tree pose. Find a steady point in front of you to rest your gaze upon. And if you would like more of a challenge, feel free to close your eyes or maybe look up toward the ceiling or the sky. You can imagine roots growing down from your standing leg into the earth below you. All right, release tree. Send the right foot back to high lunge. Reach the arms overhead. And then drop the right hand to the mat. High lunge twist. Exhale, left hand to the mat, step back to plank. Take a breath in plank. Exhale to inchworm, or maybe this time to chaturanga. And then upward dog or cobra. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. All right, so we're gonna run through this standing sequence one more time on each side, this time flowing with the breath. Root through the left heel. Inhale, reach the right heel up to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, set up for goddess. Inhale, sit the hips down to goddess. Exhale, hold. Inhale, back to high lunge at the front of the mat. Exhale to tree pose. Inhale in tree. Exhale in tree. Inhale, send the left foot back, high lunge. Exhale, high lunge twist. Left hand to the mat, right fingertips reach up. Plant the right palm, step the toes back. Take a breath in plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot reaches up to the sky. Exhale, left foot steps forward, up and through. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, set up for goddess. Inhale, sit the hips down to goddess. Exhale, maybe lift the heels. Inhale, drop the heels. Exhale, hold. Inhale, high lunge toward the front of your mat. Exhale to tree. Inhale, hold tree. Exhale, hold tree. Inhale, send the right foot back, high lunge. Exhale, high lunge twist. Left hand to the mat, step the left foot back, plank pose. And exhale, either inchworm or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, child's pose. All right, awesome work. I know that last little sequence was a challenge, but if you come back to this video a couple times, I promise you'll start to work through the kinks and start to anticipate those next poses. And it starts to feel really awesome once you get into a flow with the breath. So a little bit of vinyasa today, but from here we're gonna cool it down and bring it back down to the mat. So we are in child's pose. Feel that belly expanding and contracting against your thighs. When we're talking about the root chakra, we are dealing with basic needs. So as you rest for a few moments in child's pose, ask yourself the question, what do I need to feel blank? And fill in the blank with a basic need that comes to mind. So for example, you can ask yourself, what do I need to feel connected? What do I need to feel belonging? What do I need to feel actualized? Receive whatever answers came to you and start to use your hands to help guide you back upright. We're heading into yogi squat. So lift your hips off your heels, tuck your toes under, and sit the hips back onto the heels. Now you're going to start to lean your weight back, coming off of the knees. So you might hang out here in a little toe stand or a froggy pose, bringing the knees out wide, but keeping the heels lifted. Otherwise, if you have the flexibility in your calves and hips, you can start to windshield wiper the legs from side to side, creating more space and eventually dropping the heels toward the mat. Sit your hips down between the heels. Bring your elbows inside of the knees. Press the knees away with your elbows, and then press your elbows in with the knees, creating a little bit of tension and some structure in this pose. Another option, you can always place a block underneath the hips, and that will just take some pressure out of the hips if you need that. If you are in yogi squat, press the palms together, thumbs to the sternum, root the tailbone down, lift the crown up. Breathe into your belly. What do I need to feel blank? Grow roots from the soles of your feet down into the core of the earth. And then we'll sit back, landing on our sits bones. Extend your legs out in front of you, Dandasana, staff pose. So legs are fully connected with the ground. Extend your toes up to the sky, bring the hands next to the hips. Maybe you close your eyes and feel the sensation of your sitting bones grounding into the floor. Then go ahead and bend your knees generously and crawl your fingertips forward to Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Let the crown of your head drop forward and your entire upper body relax over your legs. So knees can be really, really bent here. We're just focusing on relaxing the upper body over the legs. Once you're there, you can work to straighten the legs, but there's no pressure to straighten the legs right away. Belly is ballooning and swelling against the upper thighs with every breath in, as the diaphragm does its job to breathe. Slowly start to rise back up, and we'll head on down to our backs. Bring your knees in toward your chest, hug your legs, and rock side to side. Then place your palms on your knees and send your knees forward so that they are directly over the hips. And there's some beautiful pressure right on the sacrum. Can rock a little bit side to side here. And then drop the left foot to the mat and cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Keep the right toes flexed as you reach the fingertips around the back of the left thigh and pull this figure 4 shape toward your body. Keep those right toes flexed to stabilize the right knee. Option 2, rock a little bit side to side, massaging the low back and gently opening the hips even deeper. Notice, where is the breath? Release the left foot back to the mat, uncross the leg, and swap sides. Left toes stay flexed as the left ankle crosses over the right leg, and we pull the shape in toward the body. What do I need to feel blank? Beautiful. Drop the right foot, uncross the leg, extend the left leg out long, right knee comes in. Guide your right knee over to the left supine twist. Open the right arm out to the side, and then turn to angle the face toward the right arm. Awesome. Come through center, switch out the legs. Left knee heads over to the right. As we open the left arm, turn to look toward the left fingertips. Come back to center. Bend both knees, bring the knees in toward the chest. Reach your arms inside of the legs, grab the outer edges of the feet. Kick your heels up to the sky, happy baby. Option, once again, to bring some movement to this pose, rocking a little side to side to massage and stimulate the low back. Release happy baby and extend your legs out long. Finally, Shavasana. So find your variation. If it feels really, really good to angle your palms up, feel free to do that. But since we are working with the Mūlādhāra chakra today, the root chakra, I do just recommend as an offering to place your palms face down over the heart and over the belly to really ground into the practice, to bring your energy into the depth of your body. And as you lie here, breathing deeply into your sweet belly, allow the earth to fully, completely 1000% support you. Not even in a metaphorical way, but in a literal physical way. Drop all of your muscles away from your bones in complete relaxation and surrender. Bring your awareness down to the very, very bottom of the pelvic bowl. And imagine there a glowing ball of red light. Warm and purifying, strengthening and supporting. Imagine that this light has tendrils or connections of red light reaching down into the ground, into the beautiful, nourishing soil that supports life on this earth. And pull those nutrients up through those beautiful red illuminated roots into that glowing ball of red light situated at the base of the pelvic bowl. And know that you have everything that you need. And that includes the ability to get what you need. So always have faith in yourself. You're strong. You're capable. All right. This is where I'll leave you. If you want to enjoy a longer shavasana, absolutely feel free to stay here and keep grounding. Otherwise, we'll bring the palms together, bring the thumbs up toward the third eye. We'll close out our practice with namaste.